Hi guys, welcome back to Going Dutch with Dutch. We've been out here working in the yard a little bit today, and so the weather is absolutely beautiful. I think today we might have hit 76 degrees roughly, and we're in December, mid-December, so it's kind of nice. We're going to do some biscuits today, and we're using the Cheater Pillsbury buttermilk grands, and we put some butter down inside the oven and put through those in there and let them kind of thaw for a little bit before we get them on the heat. We've got our charcoal going here, so we're going to get ready and do a shepherd's pie, or a version of it that maybe nobody's ever thought of or tried before. But we're going to get our coals down here. Got them started a little bit ago, and I'm not going to count too many of them because right off the bat, shepherd's pie, we're going to brown some hamburger. And we actually are going to put a pound of hamburger and a pound of sausage in it. And I guess you'd call this maybe more of a spicy shepherd's pie. And I think Michael has included a picture of the ingredients.
Okay, I'm trying to get some pictures of the stuff going into the shepherd's pie. So take a quick note if you want, so you can see everything that's going in there. I see it's a little blurry, but we will you get the gist of everything that's going in.
What we're using today is some diced yellow onion, a diced green onion, some mixed vegetables, some jalapenos, layer some potatoes over the top. Of course, you got to have some cheese, and of course our meats. And so we'll be back in a moment. I'll show you. Hey guys, we're out here making our shepherd's pie. I got to come up with a good name for it. The spicy shepherd's pie just doesn't quite cover it. But a shout out to my buddy Doug Thornton. Here a few episodes ago, we had tried to show my spoon that I got from my buddy Doug Thornton, and he goes by Redneck Gourmet, but he hand carves these, so they're not too exactly alike. But love this spoon and appreciate him for sending it out to us. But we'll put the link for his webpage so that he can get loaded up with a bunch of business. But if you want a good hand carved spoon that looks really authentic and works well, he's your guy. So thank you, Doug. We did that, but all our sound mics had gone dead, and we didn't realize it until later. And rather than reshoot the video, we just went ahead and did it like it was. Dogs, get down. You ain't eating this. So we're having a little fun today. We're going to brown our hamburger and our hot bulk sausage. Kind of break that up. We just put our coals underneath, so it's just starting to heat up a little bit. But you can see that we didn't add any oil to our pot, which is fine. Here in Arizona, I rarely will oil my pots before I put them away. And I don't put them away for very long, but in the Arizona heat, if we oil them and put them in the garage, they will go rancid very quickly. And there's enough fat that's going to render down in here that's going to help with building our patina on our oven. So we really don't need any oil in here to get things going. We'll just keep it moving around and not having a whole bunch of extreme heat. And if you look under the bottom, we just put a bunch of coals underneath there and started on it. And once we get to where we're doing a baking instead of browning and doing all this kind of stuff, where heat's not really a big concern, you just need a bunch of it, then we'll count out our coals and show how we regulate our temperatures. But we got our biscuits over here. They're starting to rise, and we'll just put that lid on there to keep the dogs from getting their nose up in there in it. And we hope you're all getting ready for Santa to come and visit you. We wish you a Merry Christmas. It's still a little ways off, but we're filming today, and it might be a week or two before we get this even posted. So we want to try to stay ahead of the game, and we try as much as possible to do one a week. But sometimes schedules gets in the way. Sometimes Michael has to work and I don't. So I know he's jealous, but
Very jealous of it not working.
Those things happen. Sometimes he has to go lay in a hospital bed for a day or two just to kind of get out of stuff. So we'll let that brown up, and we'll be back here in a moment when it's all browned up.
Well, guys, apparently we lost sound again. It could be me not turning the mic on, or it could be technical difficulties. Not sure. But I'll let you watch him as he mixes it all up, and I'll throw some music in there and let it run like the other video that we did. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and tell your friends. If we can get enough people, maybe we can get a little sponsor so it'll pay for some of this equipment so we don't have these issues anymore. I'm laughing out loud on that one. Anyway, there is one thing that I would put in, and that's a little more cornstarch so it thickens the juice up. It was quite juicy, but you want it more thicker paste. All right, you guys have a nice night. Merry Christmas. Go.
Okay, guys, our hamburger mixture is all looking really good in there with our mixture of mixed vegetables. We put some diced jalapeno in there, our hamburger, our sausage, our tomato paste, a little bit of black pepper, some Worcestershire, and some beef broth. So rather than do mashed potatoes, we've kind of cut some potatoes, and we're just going to layer those in here and kind of make a one pot meal instead of a several pot meal. And the idea behind this is that when you're going camping, sometimes you don't have a whole lot of stuff to work with, and you don't want to be having a lot of pots and pans to wash. And so trying to make this to where it's a little more camper friendly, I guess you'd say. And the less things you got to dirty, the better. So
I still find it hard to put square things in a round pan.
yeah, well, you push it hard enough, it eventually will go. But so it doesn't have to be really exact and pretty in here. But we're we're not doing a competition today, but trying to have some fun with it, make it look nice. And they say that you eat with your eyes first, so why not make it aesthetically pleasing and have some fun with it. So I did post the link on our Going Dutch with Dutch page, and we'll also put it over here on the YouTube comments for Doug Thornton and his contact info, so you can look him up if you want one of those nice fancy spoons. And oh, got my dog over there whining. She gets a little lonesome, wants to mess with a neighbor's dog, so she's creating a little music over in the background. And we live pretty close to a flight path for Luke Air Force Base, and so some days we get the jets flying over and that sound of freedom, and we actually just wind up having to pause the TV because you can't hear much, and wait for them to fly over and then go to town. One of the things that we've been trying to do in our household is look at what national days are coming up. Like yesterday was the National Day of the Fiddle or Violin. I'm sorry. My friends that play violin will probably be quick to correct me on that, so I better do it myself. Anyways, it was National Ice Cream Day, which also is in, I think, June. And then it's also celebrated in December, on December 13th. So that was recent. So you want to make sure to have some fun with those days. National Fudge Day, National Potato Day, National Wear Your T-Shirt Backwards Day. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there. So I think there's a day for just about everything. So I think we got our potatoes pretty much laid out here. Now at this point, if you're one of those that likes to put salt and pepper on, you could do. My wife loves to go excess with salt. I'm not one so much, and so we figure we'll just wait and let everybody season it the way they want to at the end. And you see that I didn't take the seeds out of there. I think it looks a little bit better this way. And I don't know if your sound can pick it up in the background there, Mike. Michael, if you get real close with that. You can hear it bubbling down inside there. So yeah, that's kind of a nice thing to hear. I know some of you are probably saying, well, for those people that don't like jalapenos, you probably could have left them off and let other people cook the way they wanted to with it. But the nice thing about when you cook jalapenos, it kind of helps with taking some of the heat out of them. And we cut them kind of thin, so that's good. And then we're just going to sprinkle some green onions on here. And got some white mixed in there with it, but we've got onions down inside it. And I like onions, so, and at the end we might even put some more. So we're going to set these aside for a moment. And I thought we had this open.
We got sharp cheddar.
Chopped cheddar. Now, of course, you can use any cheese that you have a preference for. We've got some people that don't like cheese at all. I try to limit those people. But I'm going to put some of that on there and let that bake in. Oops, I kind of missed some there for you, Callie. You can grab that off the ground and enjoy. And I know I probably should have put the cheese on first and then the jalapenos so that they shone through. But
No. We're good, just the way it is.
Maybe that cheese will melt down and it'll show those after all. So we got that done. And you could hear it bubbling in the background. So we're going to put our lid on at that point. And if you remember, when we had this on here earlier, we put a whole bunch of coals underneath it. And that's a little bit too much at this point, so what we're going to do is we're going to make our ring and use those same coals. We got the oven pretty hot, so we'll take these out. We start putting those on our lid to preheat it. And something about like yay. Maybe that one out of there. And I think that's pretty much all we need to maintain our heat in the bottom of that. And again, put your bail over on the side where it sets the lowest. That way you have not heating up that band too hot where you can still grab it by your hand. It's close, huh? It is. Okay. Moved our charcoal over here to kind of give us a little bit more room, and I'm going to take and alternate some of these. Some of them been cooking for a while and we've lost some of our heat with it. Let's do this. Let's work smart. You don't need it mega hot, but just line that around the outside there, and that's going to give you about 350 degrees, 325, and that'll cook down our potatoes. It's got the heat coming from below, now the heat on the top, and I think that'll do us good. So we're going to throw these off to the side, and we'll just put that right in the center there for the moment. And got a little dust here on our biscuits. Let's take a look at those. They're not even really doing a whole lot since it's a nice cool day out here for us. Us in Arizona will call it cool. Those of you in Chicago might call it something totally different. And
I'm thinking about putting a jacket on. What are you talking about?
yeah, we've been shoveling sunshine all day long, huh? Okay, so we'll take and slide some of these off to the side. Some of those are not quite going yet like I like them. So we'll kind of pick those out of there and let them go back to town. So we need about 9 on the bottom. I need that one. Okay. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bingo. You kind of get to where you can judge about the size of your oven, and be able to line those up pretty well. So now most of you though that have ever cooked biscuits, you cook those a little higher temperature than 350. So we're going to take and load our top ring up here pretty well. And if I'd have been smart, I would have taken and put some coals on this lid prior and got it preheated. But we're starting out with a cold lid, and so that'll give us a little extra cooking time that we're needing, and that will help us. We might have to cheat a little. Kind of going. We're kind of hitting the bottom of our bucket here, Michael.
I think that should be enough.
Yeah, we might get one more out of this whole thing. Well, we might even get a couple more. Here we go. And you can see it's getting a little bit tight on that ring. And if we count these, we're going to start right here with this one that lines up with 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. So normally on a 12, 3 plus 12, 15 would get you about 350 degrees. Because we've got 4 extra on there. For each additional coal is about 15 to 20 degrees, so we've got about another 80 degrees, 75, 80 degrees. So that puts us up about 425. But again, we're starting with a cold lid. And so I think we're about just right where we need to be. And we'll let that go. All we got to do is check our time, and right now, 5 o'clock. We are at 5 straight o'clock. So we'll be back shortly. Click or like and subscribe, and we'll see you shortly. Okay, guys, we're time to get into our Rattlesnake Shepherd's Pie. Got to make sure I get me a piece of that jalapeno for my taste tester. Nice and juicy. Look at that. It's almost like a pizza triangle or nacho or something. Might use a little bit less beef broth next time. But. Okay, it's hot.
I'm the taste tester.
So are you.
Hey, have Brenda get a fork and come test too. Brenda, get your fork and you can be a taste tester too.
That's pretty warm. There's our biscuits. Aren't they looking great?
Mm.
I would recommend anybody that ever wanting to do bread, just do your batch of biscuits like this one time. Get your confidence built up, but
That's good.
look at the bottoms.
Great flavor.
Look at the bottoms of that biscuit.
Very nice. Yeah. It's good. I liked it.
Anybody want to taste a biscuit to go with it?
With butter.
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 I have butter.
We got it. So you think it would pass the taste test?
Pass my taste test.
Do we need more salt? Pepper?
Salt.
Salt.
For me, it'll need more salt because I've salted everything.
We hit like and subscribe, like Michael says. We just have fun with this. You know, we can't live without eating, so try a different recipe. It's fun to take something and experiment with it, and I think we got a winner here. Maybe some changes to it, but hit like and subscribe and give us comments. Tell me what you think, what you do differently, or what you like, or what you don't like. See ya. Have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.